before we begin, please don't listen to this while driving or doing anything that requires your full attention. Make sure you're in a safe, comfortable place to rest. We will now begin. Take a moment to settle in and allow yourself to relax. Take a slow breath in and gently breathe out. There is nothing you need to do right now. Nothing you need to solve. Nothing you need to figure out. If your mind feels active, if thoughts are still moving, that's okay. You don't need to stop them. You don't need to control them. You can let them be there. While you begin to slow down, the day is finished. Everything that needed your attention has already had it. There is nothing left to respond to. Nothing left to prepare for. Nothing waiting for you tonight. Everything can wait. You do not need to carry anything further. Not plans, not conversations, not unfinished thoughts. They can all stay where they are, outside of this moment. This time is only for rest, even if your mind tries to stay active. Even if thoughts continue to move, you are allowed to rest. Rest does not require silence. It does not require control. It does not require perfection. It only requires that you stop trying to solve. Stop trying to figure things out. Stop trying to stay ahead. There's nothing to stay ahead of. Nothing to prepare for. Nothing to fix. Now bring a gentle awareness to the feeling of being supported. The surface beneath you, holding your weight without effort. You do not need to hold yourself up. You do not need to stay alert. You are supported completely. Let that support do the work. Let your body settle into it. Let your weight drop slightly more, without forcing, without exaggerating. Just allowing. Your shoulders can soften. Not suddenly, not all at once, just a small release. Let them drop slightly. Your jaw can relax. The muscles in your face can soften. There's nothing you need to express, nothing you need to show. No reaction required. Just rest. Now notice your breathing, not to change it, not to control it, just to notice. Air moving in and then out, slowly, naturally, without effort. Your body already knows how to breathe. You don't need to guide it. You don't need to deepen it. Just allow it. If your breathing feels uneven, that's fine. If it feels shallow, that's fine. Nothing needs to be corrected. It will settle on its own. Now let your attention soften. Less focused. Less precise. You are not trying to concentrate. You are not trying to follow anything closely. Just letting everything be. Now notice that there is nowhere to go. Nothing ahead of you. Nothing waiting. nothing expected. Just this moment, and then the next. Quiet, still, unchanging. Now allow even less effort, less engagement, less involvement. You do not need to stay with the words. They can pass without needing your attention. You are not here to listen closely. You are here to rest. Now let the body become slightly heavier, not forced, not exaggerated, just enough to settle. Let gravity do the work. Let the surface beneath you carry everything. You do not need to hold anything in place. Everything is supported. Everything is allowed to rest. Now remain here with nothing to do, nothing to solve, nothing to follow, just resting, just allowing, just letting everything slow. If a thought appears, let it appear. If another follows, let it follow. There is no need to interrupt them, no need to push them away, no need to resolve anything. You are not here to think. You are here to rest. Now notice that thoughts do not require completion. They can remain unfinished. They can fade without becoming clear. You do not need to bring them to an end. They end on their own when you stop holding them. Now let your attention soften again. Even more, less directed, less active. There is no need to check anything. No need to return to anything. Everything can remain exactly as it is. Now bring awareness again to the feeling of being supported, the surface beneath you, holding your weight without effort. You do not need to help it. You do not need to adjust anything, just allowing. Now the body begins to settle further, without instruction, without control, without effort. This happens naturally, when nothing is required. Now allow even less involvement, less noticing, less engagement. You are not following anything. You are not returning to anything, just remaining. Now there is nothing ahead of you, nothing coming next, nothing waiting. Just this quiet moment, continuing, without change, without expectation. Now remain here, with nothing to do, nothing to solve, nothing to follow, just resting, just allowing, just letting everything slow. Bring your attention gently to your breathing, not to control it, not to change it, just to notice air moving in and then out, slowly, naturally, without effort. You don't need to deepen the breath. You don't need to slow it. Just allow it to continue exactly as it is. Now, take a slightly slower breath in, not forced, just a little slower than before. And Then gently breathe out. Let the exhale fall away naturally, not pushed, not extended, just allowed. Now again, a slow breath in and then out. Let the out-breath soften. Let it release, as if nothing needs to be held. Now allow your breathing to settle into a slow rhythm, in and out, in and out. Nothing to count, nothing to track, just a gentle flow. Now notice the space at the end of the exhale, that small moment where nothing is happening, that quiet pause. You don't need to hold it. You don't need to extend it. Just notice it. And then the next breath begins on its own. Now allow the inhale to be soft, quiet, unforced, and the exhale to be even softer. Let it fall away. Let it release, as if the body is letting go of just a little more with each breath out. Now again, breathing in and gently out. Let the shoulders remain still. Let the body remain relaxed. There is no need to help the breath, no need to guide it. It continues without effort. Now bring your attention to the feeling of the breath moving through the body, not literally, just the sensation, the rise and the fall, the gentle expansion and the soft release. Nothing exaggerated, nothing deep, just natural breathing. Now with each exhale, allow a small amount of tension to leave the body, not all at once, not forced, just a small release. Now again, breathing in and out. Let the exhale carry away just a little more. Now notice how the breath begins to slow without effort, without instruction, just by allowing it. Now the inhale becomes softer, shorter, less defined, and the exhale longer, more relaxed, falling away naturally. Now remain here with this slow rhythm, breathing in and out, in and out. Nothing to follow, nothing to count, just breathing. Now allow even less effort, less control, less involvement. The breath continues on its own. You are not guiding it. You are not changing it. You are just allowing. Now notice again the pause after the exhale, that quiet space where nothing happens. You do not need to stay there. You do not need to extend it. Just noticing. And then the next breath arrives. Now, with each exhale, allow the body to become heavier, just slightly, not forced, not exaggerated, just enough to settle. Now again, breathing in and out. Let the out breath soften. Let it fall away. Now the breath becomes quieter, less noticeable, less something to follow, just happening in the background. Now you do not need to stay with it. You do not need to track it. It continues on its own. That is enough. Now remain here with nothing to do, nothing to change, nothing to follow. Just breathing, just allowing, just resting. Now the breath becomes slower, without effort, without control, just naturally settling. Now even the need to notice the breath begins to reduce. You do not need to stay with it. You do not need to return to it. It continues without attention, without guidance. Now let your awareness soften. Move slightly away from the breath. Not fully, just less focused, less precise. The breath remains, but you do not need to follow it closely. Now everything begins to slow further. The breath, the body, the mind, all moving towards stillness. Now remain here with nothing to do, nothing to follow, nothing to solve, just resting, just breathing, just allowing. Now the breath becomes even softer, quieter, less defined, almost unnoticeable. And that is fine. Nothing needs to be clear. Nothing needs to be followed. Just allowing. Now the exhale becomes the release. The moment where everything softens, where effort reduces, where the body settles. Now again, breathing in and out. Let the exhale fall away completely. No holding, no control, just release. Now remain here with this slow rhythm, without effort, without direction, without need, just breathing, just resting, just allowing everything to continue on its own. Now even the sense of breathing becomes less important, less something to notice. It continues without you, without effort, without control. Now there's nothing to follow, nothing to track, nothing to return to. Just quiet, just stillness, just rest. Now remain here. Let the breath continue. Let the body rest. Let the mind slow. All without effort, all without involvement. Now there is less awareness, less noticing, less engagement, just quiet, just rest, just allowing. Now everything continues without you needing to do anything, without you needing to stay with anything. Just rest. Just breathe. Just allow. Now gently bring your attention to your body, not to change anything, not to adjust anything, just to notice the feeling of your body resting, supported, still. There's nothing you need to move, nothing you need to correct, just allowing the body to rest as it is. Now bring your attention to your feet, not to move them, not to adjust them, just to notice the weight in your feet, the contact with the surface beneath. Let your feet become slightly heavier, not forced, not exaggerated, just enough to rest. If there is tension, let it be there. No need to push it away. No need to fix it. Just allowing. Now with the next exhale, allow a small amount of tension to release from the feet. Not all at once. Just a small release. Now again, let the feet rest. Let them be still. Let them be heavy. Now bring your attention to your ankles. Notice any tightness, any holding, any sensation. Let the ankles soften. Let the joints feel loose, not controlled, not adjusted, just released slightly. Now bring your attention to the lower legs, the calves, the shins. Let them feel heavier. Let gravity take over. You do not need to support them. They are already supported. Now with each exhale, allow the muscles to loosen slightly. Not fully, not all at once, just enough. Now bring your attention to the knees. Notice their position. Notice any tension. Let the knees rest. Let the joints soften. They do not need to stay braced. They can relax. Now bring your attention to the thighs, large muscles that often hold tension. Let the thighs sink downward. Let the surface beneath carry their weight. With each breath out, allow more heaviness, more release, more rest. Now bring your attention to the hips, the pelvis. This area often holds tension without noticing. Let the hips settle. Let the pelvis feel wide, supported, stable. Nothing to hold, nothing to brace. Now bring your attention to the lower back. Notice any tightness, any pressure, any sensation. Let the lower back soften, not collapsing, not forcing, just reducing effort. Let the muscles along the spine release slightly. Now bring your attention to the stomach, the abdomen. Let the belly rise naturally on the inhale and fall gently on the exhale. No holding in, no bracing, soft, loose, breathing space. Now bring your attention to the chest. Notice the movement with each breath. Let the chest soften. Let the ribs move freely. No need to hold posture. You are resting. Now bring your attention to the upper back, between the shoulder blades. This area often holds tension. Let it widen. Let it spread. Let the muscles relax outward. Allow the back to sink into the surface beneath you. Now bring your attention to the shoulders. Let them drop. Not suddenly, just a small release. Let the shoulders move away from the ears. Let the weight fall downward. No holding, no tension, just resting. Now bring your attention to the upper arms. Let them feel heavy. Let them rest. They do not need to be ready for movement. They are allowed to be still. Now bring your attention to the elbows. Let the joints loosen. Then the forearms. Let them soften. Let them rest. Now bring your attention to the wrists and then the hands. Let the hands relax. Fingers loose. Palms soft. No gripping. No tension. Just resting. Now bring your attention to the neck. Notice any tightness, any pulling. Let the neck soften. Let the head be supported. You do not need to hold it up. It is already supported. Now bring your attention to the jaw. Let the teeth separate slightly. Let the tongue rest. Let the jaw hang gently. No tension needed here. Now bring your attention to the face, the cheeks, the eyes, the forehead. Let the face become neutral, not smiling, not frowning, just resting. Let the eyelids feel heavy. Let the forehead smooth. Let the space between the eyebrows soften. Now bring your attention to the scalp. Let the muscles at the top of the head relax. Let the entire head feel heavy, supported, still. Now bring your attention to the whole body, from feet to head. Notice the overall heaviness, the stillness, the contact with the surface beneath you. Your body is resting. Your muscles are letting go. Your system is slowing. If there is any remaining tension, do not fight it. Do not focus on it. just bring gentle awareness and let the next exhale pass through that area, allowing it to soften naturally. Now let your attention drift again, slowly through the body, feet, resting, legs, heavy, hips, settled, back, supported, chest, soft, shoulders, released, arms, still, neck, loose, face, calm, each area resting, each area supported, each area allowed to let go. Your body knows how to relax. You do not need to instruct it. You only need to allow. Now with each breath out, the body becomes heavier. With each breath out, the muscles reduce effort. With each breath out, everything slows further. If you feel warmth, that's fine. If you feel heaviness, that's fine. If you feel nothing, that's fine. There is no correct feeling, only the process of slowing. Now remain here with the feeling of being supported, with the feeling of heaviness, with the feeling of stillness. Nothing to do, nothing to change, just resting, just allowing, just letting everything settle. Now remain where you are, the body resting, the breath continuing, nothing needing your attention, and allow your awareness to become softer, less focused, less involved. You do not need to follow anything closely. You do not need to hold on to anything. Just allowing everything to be as it is. Now thoughts may still be present. They may still appear. They may still move. That is fine. They do not need to stop. They do not need to disappear. They can be there without needing your attention. Now, instead of following a thought, let it pass without continuing it, without adding to it. It begins and then fades on its own. You do not need to complete it. You do not need to understand it. You do not need to respond to it. Just allowing. Now notice how a thought can appear and then soften when you do not engage, when you do not continue, when you do not follow. It reduces naturally, without effort. Now remain here with less involvement, less engagement, less need to follow anything. Thoughts may still move, but you are not moving with them. You are not stepping into them. You are not continuing them, just remaining. Now, if another thought appears, let it be there, without pushing it away, without holding it. just letting it pass. It does not need to be removed. It does not need to be solved. It only needs to not be followed. Now allow even less effort, less attention, less involvement. You are not trying to clear the mind. You are not trying to stop thinking. You are just not continuing. Now thoughts begin and end more quickly, less clearly, less defined, without structure, without direction. They come and then fade without completion. Now remain here, where there is nothing to follow, nothing to return to, nothing to hold, just quiet, just stillness, just rest. Now even the need to notice thoughts begins to reduce. Less awareness of them, less attention toward them. They continue in the background, without involvement, without importance. Now remain here, with nothing to do, nothing to follow, nothing to solve, just resting, just allowing, just letting everything slow. Now allow your awareness to soften again, less focused, less precise, less active. You are not observing closely. You are not tracking anything, just remaining. Now thoughts become less clear, less structured, less complete. They begin and then dissolve before forming fully. You do not need to notice when. You do not need to track them. They pass on their own. Now remain here, where there is less to follow, less to notice, less to engage with. Everything continues without your involvement. Now allow even less awareness, less noticing, less engagement. You are not observing. You are not following. You are not returning, just remaining. Now even the sense of remaining begins to reduce. There's nowhere to go, nothing to leave, nothing to return to, just quiet, just stillness, just rest. Now let everything continue without change, without effort, without direction. Thoughts, body, breath, all continuing without you needing to do anything. Now there is almost nothing left to follow, nothing left to hold, nothing left to return to. Just quiet, just still, just rest. Now even the words become less important. You do not need to listen closely. You do not need to stay with them. They pass without meaning, without attention, just sound, fading. Now even that begins to reduce. Less awareness, less presence, less something to notice, just quiet, just stillness, just rest. Now remain here, without effort, without direction, without need, nothing to follow, nothing to return to, nothing to do. Just rest. Now thoughts are no longer something you are involved in. They appear and fade without connection, without continuation, without importance. Now everything slows further, the mind becoming quieter, not empty, just less active, less involved, less engaged. Now remain here with nothing to do, nothing to follow, nothing to solve, just resting, just allowing, just letting everything continue. Now even awareness itself becomes softer, less present, less active. You are not observing. You are not following. You are not returning, just remaining. Now there is almost nothing left to notice, nothing left to follow, nothing left to return to. Just quiet, just still, just rest. Remain here, without effort, without direction, without need, just allowing everything to continue on its own. Now allow everything to remain soft, quiet, unmoving. There's nothing to follow, nothing to return to, nothing to hold. Just rest. Now gently, without effort, allow a simple space to form. Not something you create, not something you build, just something that is already there. A quiet shoreline at night, still, calm, unchanging. The sky above, dark, open, wide, scattered with faint stars, not bright, not sharp, just softly present. The air is still, nothing moving quickly, nothing shifting suddenly. Everything remains slow. Now the water, calm, steady, moving in a slow rhythm. A gentle motion, repeating, without change, without interruption. Small waves, rolling in, and then easing back again and again and again. Always the same, always steady. You do not need to follow the movement. You do not need to watch it. It continues on its own. Now remain here, where everything is predictable. Everything is consistent. Nothing unexpected, nothing new, just the same soft rhythm, repeating again and again. Now the space around you, open, quiet, still, no activity, no movement, no sound that demands attention, just a calm environment that remains unchanged. Now allow your awareness to soften within this space, not focused, not directed, just present, without effort. Now the shoreline remains. Still, the water continues. Slow, steady, repetitive. Nothing increases. Nothing changes. Everything stays the same. Now the sky above, unmoving, quiet. The stars faint, distant, unchanging. Nothing drawing your attention. Nothing asking you to focus. Just present. Now remain here, where everything continues, without effort, without change, without direction. The water moves in the same rhythm again and again and again. Always the same. Now let even the sense of the space become softer, less defined, less something to notice. You do not need to hold it. You do not need to return to it. It remains without you. Now the water continues, slow, steady, repeating. Nothing new, nothing different, just the same movement, again and again. Now the shoreline, still, unmoving, the air calm, nothing shifting, nothing changing. Everything remains exactly as it is. Now allow even less attention, less awareness, less involvement. You are not watching. You are not following. You are not returning. Just allowing. Now even the sense of the water becomes softer, less something to notice, still there, still moving, but not something you need to follow. Now remain here, where everything continues, without your attention, without your involvement, without effort. The rhythm remains steady, unchanging. Now let the space become even quieter, less defined, less clear, less something to hold. You do not need to stay with it. You do not need to return to it. It remains on its own. Now the water continues, slow, steady, repeating again and again and again. Nothing different, nothing new, just the same. Now the sky, still. The shoreline, still. The air, still. Everything remains quiet, unchanging. Now allow your awareness to soften further, less present, less active, less something to notice. You are not observing. You are not following. You are not returning. Just remaining. Now even the sense of the space begins to fade slightly. Less clear, less something to stay with. You do not need to keep it. You do not need to return to it. It continues without you. Now remain here, where there is almost nothing left to follow, nothing left to notice, nothing left to return to. Just quiet, just stillness, just rest. Now even the rhythm becomes softer, less noticeable, less something to follow. It continues without your awareness. Now everything begins to fade slightly, not disappearing, just becoming less defined, less present, less something to notice. Now remain here with almost nothing left to follow, nothing left to hold, nothing left to return to. Just quiet, just still, just rest. Now let everything continue without change, without effort, without direction. The space remains, the rhythm remains, but you do not need to stay with it. Now even the sense of being here becomes softer, less defined, less something to notice. You do not need to hold it. You do not need to return to it. It continues without you. Now there is almost nothing left to follow, nothing left to notice, nothing left to return to. Just quiet, just stillness, just rest. Remain here without effort, without direction, without need, just allowing everything to continue on its own. Now allow everything to remain as it is, quiet, unmoving. There is nothing to follow, nothing to return to, nothing to hold, just rest. The body remains at rest, supported, still. The breath continues, soft, unforced, nothing required, nothing expected, nothing needed, just quiet. Now even the sense of being here becomes lighter, less defined, less something to notice. You do not need to return. You do not need to stay with anything. Just allowing. Now there is even less to follow, less to notice, less to remain aware of. Thoughts do not form clearly. They begin and then fade. You do not need to notice when. You do not need to track them. Just quiet. Now even awareness itself becomes softer, less active, less present. You are not observing. You are not following. You are not returning, just remaining. Now there is almost nothing left to follow, nothing left to hold, nothing left to return to. Just quiet, just still, just rest. Let everything continue without you, without effort, without attention, nothing forming, nothing returning, nothing continuing, just quiet, just rest, just sleep. Now remain here, without effort, without direction, without need, nothing to follow, nothing to return to, nothing to do. Just rest, just sleep. Now even this begins to fade. Less sound, less awareness, less presence. Just quiet, just still, just rest. Remain here, without effort, without direction, without need, just allowing everything to continue on its own. Just quiet, just still, just rest, just sleep. Now allow that to continue without change, without effort. The body remains at rest, supported, still. The breath continues, soft, unforced, nothing required, nothing expected, nothing needed, just quiet. Now even the sense of being here becomes lighter, less defined, less something to notice. You do not need to return. You do not need to stay with anything, just allowing. Now there is even less to follow, less to notice, less to remain aware of. Thoughts do not form clearly. They begin and then fade. You do not need to notice when. You do not need to track them. Just quiet. Now even awareness itself becomes softer, less active, less present. You are not observing. You are not following. You are not returning. Just remaining. Now there is almost nothing left to follow, nothing left to hold, nothing left to return to. Just quiet, just still, just rest. Let everything continue without you, without effort, without attention, nothing forming, nothing returning, nothing continuing, just quiet, just rest, just sleep. Now remain here without effort, without direction, without need, nothing to follow, nothing to return to, nothing to do. Just rest, just sleep. Now even this begins to fade. Less sound, less awareness, less presence. Just quiet, just still, just rest. Remain here without effort, without direction, without need, just allowing everything to continue on its own. Just quiet, just still, just rest, just sleep. Now allow everything to become even quieter, even softer, even less. Nothing forming, nothing continuing, nothing returning, just quiet, just still, just rest. Now remain here without effort, without direction, without need, nothing to follow, nothing to return to, nothing to do. Just rest, just sleep, just quiet, just still, just rest, just sleep.